Week 9 continues in prime time out here in the desert. Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Phoenix Skyhawks, as they will welcome in the Los Angeles Aztecs for a primetime matchup like no other here in the UFL. Get you out there momentarily. Inside the broadcast booth, you've got myself, Eric Vincent, alongside Chris Curtis, and UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine back at UFL HQ, pushing all the buttons, making us look good here tonight. Curtis, we talked about this coming into tonight as we get a look at Phoenix right now. This is going to be a good matchup between both of these teams, LA and Phoenix, both with top 10 offenses and defense scoring-wise.
You're right. A couple of teams that know how to score the ball, they know how to defend the ball, keep everything in front of them, and more importantly, keep other teams out of the end zone. They've got a bunch of playmakers on both of these rosters, no doubt. First time we're actually in Phoenix for a prime time matchup, and love to be here. Great, beautiful stadium here in the desert, and LA coming into town trying to spoil the party.
Yeah, absolutely. And Phoenix coming out with the navy blues, the orange helmets. I mean, they're looking fresh tonight. LA looking to spoil the party. We know exactly what kind of firepower they've got on both offense and defense. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, I'm certain, between these two teams. Looking like the Aztecs are going to get the football to start things off, and we are ready to go here in primetime in the desert. Off we go here from Phoenix. And we're going to kneel down to start things off. LA going to start off with the football. Quarterback Marco Swift starting off in the shotgun. A little bit of eye candy, motion to start things off, and a good run for a first down and more by Isaiah Fowler. Good gain of 12 to start things off.
Marco and Isaiah, they are a good tandem, 1 and 2. They feed off each other as far as momentum goes. Isaiah with a good run. Now look for Marco to try to make a positive play going forward. But Isaiah is going to look for those opportunities to be elusive. He has a couple of juke moves in his arsenal. You saw it right there twice. And he's able to turn a mediocre 3 to 4 yard gain into 7 to 10 yards in the blink of an eye. So good playmaker for this offense. He's one of the reasons they're top 10 in the league.
Fowler hit the century mark in the last game against Charlotte, also adding a touchdown, longest run of 57 yards. And now to the air to start things off. Swift, plenty of time. He's going to throw near sideline, and a bit of an airmail out of bounds as we get a look at this Aztecs offense. Curtis, what catches your eye?
Now, I mean, you got to talk about Isaiah Fowler, obviously, but really you got to take a look at Miles Morales-Woods. He's been here all season long. He's been one of the playmakers, wide receiver 2 on the depth chart, but every time he touches the ball, it really has a chance to go for a bunch of yards and possibly even points. So look for him on the deep routes, the mid routes, the short routes. He can make a play whenever he has the football in his hands.
Over 500 yards and 3 touchdowns up until this point, as Fowler gets another good carry, this time for another 14. And he's got 26 yards on 2 carries right away in a first set of downs.
Wouldn't be surprised if they kind of carry, or if they have Fowler kind of carry the load here as their offense gets comfortable. Offensive line doing good work, freeing that outside edge. Fowler able to get out there, make the turn. He's got Skyhawks chasing him, but it's just not good enough. They cross the 50-yard line, and this is where they can really start to do damage. Plus territory for LA is pretty dangerous.
Outside linebacker Nick Fritchie on the tackle on that one. Fresh set of downs for the Aztecs. Back to the air. Swift going to air one out. High pointing it is Morales-Woods, and he is going to be near the line of gain. They're going to mark him 2nd and inches.
I think if they had that to do over again, that would be Marco Swift trying to lead Morales-Woods into that ball rather than putting it at a high point. If he leads in there, he's got a chance at a running start.
Oh, man, Swift had a wide open tight end there. I believe that was Bizarre, the tight end.
Yeah.
As we get a look at the Skyhawks defense here first.
Yeah, so Skyhawks defense, their main point of attack has to be the defensive line. They need to get pressure onto the quarterback, Marco Swift. If they cannot get pressure, they give him too much time in the pocket, he will eventually get to the point where he's comfortable, and he has carved up a lot of defenses so far this season, and he will continue to do so. So that is their main point of attack right there. Defensive tackles, and all the ends.
Fowler back to the ground. He's going to pick up the necessary yardage for a first down. 29 yards already for him on this opening drive. And the Aztecs will keep the football.
Fowler again able to get the ball. This time, Skyhawks able to take him down between the tackles there after just a couple of yards. His least productive run of the day so far, but he will continue to get the brunt of this LA attack and be the brunt of this LA attack until Phoenix proves they can stop him.
Keeping it on the ground. Fowler this time stopped near the line of scrimmage. He'll maybe get a yard on that one. In fact, they'll mark him no gain. 2nd down and 10.
And this is a good-looking opportunity for Phoenix to get off the field. They now have forced Marco Swift into an obvious passing situation. So we'll see where they go with it. I don't think they run this.
And they're going to keep it on the ground. And, man, They wanted that one back. Good penetration up front there by Advian Sparks, the right end there.
Yeah, now it's 3rd down and long. 2nd down, tried to make 3rd down a little bit easier, and just nothing doing. A couple of running attacks. I thought they would continue with the run going into at least the early downs because it was working. But Phoenix clearly, as their backs are backing up, they are finding ways to penetrate the O-line.
Outside of field goal range, 3rd and long. Swift to the air. Plenty of time once again. Throws far sideline, incomplete. Good coverage on the back end by the Skyhawks. It's going to bring up a 4th and long, and I think it's going to be a punt from no man's land.
Yeah, that should be a punt that they should try to pin the Skyhawks deep in their own end. But this is really, it makes defense look real simple, but it's really not. You stop them on 1st and 2nd down with decent run plays through the middle as the running game was working earlier in the drive, and then it creates a 3rd and long. If you keep them into long scenarios, then you're more likely to get off the field. And Phoenix did just that.
Mentioned both these teams with top 10 defenses scoring-wise in the league. Phoenix averaging a total of 19.7 points per game, and that's 9th best in the UFL. Good punt there. That's going to pin them back on offense, and the Skyhawks are going to have some work to do.
They will. They'll be in the shadow of their own end zone. So Tillo and company not starting out on the hottest of feet. But, King Manderson, he has had one game so far, and he's been good. So I expect them to utilize him in this spot, try to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost, and maybe get the ball upfield.
118 yards on 23 carries last week against Montana. Tillo to the air. He's going to throw to start things off, and a fresh set of downs right away here for the Skyhawks. 17-yard gain out across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a great way to start the drive. Thought they were going to utilize the run there, but Andy Sands out there able to get this ball right in his wheelhouse on a running start. A little bit of a long in route is able to put a window across the zone for Tillo to hit. Great play, get it upfield. Now they have a chance to really move this drive.
Big time target, 6'7" is Andy Sands there. Newcomer to the Skyhawks offense. A little bit of eye candy, a little shovel pass. Good burst of speed. Up the sideline he goes. 15, 45, 40. He's got a couple men to beat. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in the end zone. Let's go. Touchdown, Phoenix.
How about that? King Manderson gets that ball on the end around, able to bring that one all the way through and get it into the end zone. Actually, that was their wide receiver 3. That was Manamaluna, I believe, who got that end around coming from the left across the formation, taking it all the way down the sideline. That's a little bit, like you said, eye candy, and it puts points on the board for Phoenix.
I don't think LA was ready for that one, and Manamaluna able to just burst down the far sideline there. Like I said, he had 2 guys to beat, but that burst of speed, man, he wasn't going to get touched. And right away, we've got 50 plus off the board. We've got 7 off the board for y'all out there playing bingo in UFL land.
Yeah, absolutely. What a play, and what a time to call that play as well. You put Manamaluna in motion, get him a running start. He is a playmaker. He's got a lot of speed, especially on the outside of the field towards the sidelines. And when he has people chasing him, it's not likely that they're going to catch him. And now LA staring at a 7-0 deficit. That was not what the defensive minds in LA expected to come out of the Phoenix playbook.
Especially after pinning them back deep on that punt.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all the way back inside their own 10. They went 92 yards in just a few plays. And, man, LA's got to be wondering what the heck happened as they're down 7-0 early on here on the road. We'll get our first return here. Sidestep backwards behind the 25 to the 23-yard line, and that's where LA will take over for their second possession.
Well, and now LA is in a spot where they cannot afford a 3-and-out. They need to stop this this Phoenix momentum early. They got the big touchdown, yes, but now if you're LA, come out, stick with your game plan, be disciplined. There's no reason to get it back all in one play, but you got to really take this crowd out of it. Nothing does that better than a methodical drive.
So back to the ground game. Big burst of speed there. And he's been running tough early on. Excuse me, that's Fowler. 6 rushes, 43 yards early on, Curtis.
Yeah, good running start for Fowler, able to get this one on a little bit of a delay coming back from the quarterback. He gets this ball. He's at full speed very quickly as he just bursts through the hole that the O-line made for him. You got to put a truck through it. Real good work to get into the second level and get a first down. That's what he was doing earlier in that first drive that got them really good results. Look for them to continue.
And keep it on the ground with Fowler again. This time not as successful. Back to the line, maybe a couple yards after that, second down.
Second down is going to be real interesting for the Aztecs here. Do they throw the ball because the second down did not work very well last time on the run?
Had a lot of success early on in the last drive as Swift will throw. That's Bizarre with his first catch. He was wide open on a play on the earlier drive. Going to bring up a 3rd and 3 after a gain of 5.
That'll work. A 5-yard pass sets up a 3rd and short, so they can stay on schedule here with just a modest gain and get past midfield.
Opens up the playbook. They're going to go with the pass. Swift over the middle, wide open. First down and more. Out across the 40-yard line. Mark him down at the 39.
A little bit of man-to-man cover too, and that is a good-looking pass from Marco Swift. That ball comes right across the middle. His receiver has an open window right there over the midfield logo to the 42-yard line, and just real nice vision. Nice job reading the defense, knowing where his opportunity is going to be, and Marco Swift reading fairly well, at least on this drive, after the early success running.
Back in a similar spot where the last drive stalled. 39-yard line of Phoenix. Handoff up the middle, goes the backup tailback for the Aztecs. That's Adam Noel. And it's going to be a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
That's the most shifty 7-yard gain I think I've ever seen. That was a juke and a spin within 2 yards of each other to try to get something, and is able to get a decent gain on first down.
Good start as Fowler checks into the ball game again. Swift throws it behind his receiver. Good move there. Sidesteps out of bounds. 41 yards early on for Marco Swift, and a fresh set of downs for the Aztecs.
Yeah, Swift with a nice little escape valve out to the sideline. Good job getting the ball there and putting the ball in the hands of a playmaker who can make a couple moves and get out and get a first down.
Fowler with the carry, tries to sidestep out of trouble. A lot of Navy jerseys in the backfield there. He'll get maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, this will be the question for LA on this drive, is they tried to run it down Phoenix's throats earlier, and they're going to take a 5-yard penalty here.
Yeah, Phoenix a little too happy up front there, forcing the offensive line to move early. So it's going to be a free 5 yards, 2nd and 4 now for the Aztecs.
Throw that out the window, because now LA is in a spot where they can potentially run it on 2nd down here. Even if they get a couple yards, makes it a 3rd and short, they remain on schedule. This is a big 2nd down here at the 10, 20 or the 15-yard line.
Reaching the guilty party. Swift, play action rollout, going to throw near end zone, looking for Bizarre, and it's going to be incomplete. 3rd down.
A little bit low on that throw to Bizarre. If that's on target, even if it's a little bit off, say back shoulder, Bizarre can turn, contort himself, and make that catch. He had just enough room between him and the defender to make that play. Just a little bit inaccurate by the quarterback.
Swift, 3rd and 4. Going to throw near the sticks. Catch is made. That's going to be close to a first down. They're going to mark him just shy. Fowler caught it right near the sticks, and that's going to leave decision time here for the Aztecs early on.
Yeah, line judge, I think, is not going to get any Christmas cards here. I thought forward progress would have put him past the first down marker. Not the case. Very close. Fowler makes the catch, gets knocked backwards. I think it was where he caught the ball at the high point that put him behind the line. But the line judge gave him no breaks, and now it'll be a field goal.
And so now we've got a 29-yard attempt on 4th and inches. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is through for the first points of the ball game for the Aztecs, making it a 7-3 ball game with 3:10 to go here in the first.
Yeah, I mean, you got points off of it. That's exactly what LA needed. Even if not getting a touchdown in that, making it a 7-3 ball game and putting a multiple play drive together that takes a couple minutes off the board, that was important. Phoenix had a great crowd moment with that end around TD from Maluna, but then on the other side, LA just takes their time and they are performing like veterans in this league who have been here before and winners in this league, not to discredit them. And they just take care of business. They go down. They didn't need to tie the game right here. So good stuff from LA, and now give Phoenix back to football.
Plenty of football game left. 3 quarters of action to go. Phoenix will return it out of their own end zone and down to where it was going to be brought if it was a touchback. 25-yard line, 27-yard return, and fresh set of downs. As Tillo comes back out, technically a 75-yard pitch and catch on that Manu Maluna run to the end zone.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're going to call it an end around all day, but I mean, it goes into the stats as a Tillo pass, so he'll take that all day.
And he's going to throw into double coverage, incomplete. Good pass coverage on the back end there for the Aztecs, brings up 2nd down.
I mean, that was a little bit forced, I think, from Tillo. He doesn't need to reinvent the wheel here. They had a couple of nice plays down the field between 10 and 15 yards earlier before the end around. If they just go back to that, take what they'll give you.
First run here, and a bit of a sidestep there for Manderson. Okay, maybe a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, now Phoenix kind of up against it here. 3rd and long. They defended well against us earlier. Now they have a shot on offense to try to convert. Got to get it to the 35.
Tillo to throw. Good clean pocket, sets his feet, fires into triple coverage. Going to be incomplete. And again, plenty of Aztecs around there. David Waller amongst others. Scotty Scruggs was in coverage as well. And it's a 3-and-out for the Skyhawks.
Andrews wanted a flag there as well. There's no way that's a flag. He touched it well before, and a well-timed hit while he was at the high point of his jump to knock that ball loose. So that's a wasted drive by Phoenix. I wanted something better for them in their offensive side in that second drive, but they're going to give LA a chance to take the lead with a decent drive back the other way.
Good response by the Aztecs defense, as they will bring that punt return out to the 35-yard line. And we'll see what the Skyhawks defense can do. I mean, LA's been tough on offense early on, despite the fact that they are down by 4 points early. But, I mean, Phoenix's defense has done well. LA's offenses look crisp. It's hard to say who has the upper hand currently.
Well, I mean, momentum would dictate that it's probably LA after getting the defensive stop and answering with some kind of points. Now they need to put themselves in the driver's seat by getting points on this drive as well.
Fowler will start the drive off with a carry out of the backfield for a gain of 3. He's close to 50 yards just in the first quarter alone as we approach the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, first quarter moving pretty quick as we haven't had a lot of stoppages. To be fair, completed passes and runs have really ruled the day early on.
To the air, Swift over the middle, and catch is made in traffic. Close to the first down marker, make it a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, now playbook's wide open. They could go to the running back here, Fowler, if they choose to, and I think he would have the advantage to get that first down.
Fancher's been the hot target early on. Swift, pump fake, gonna go opposite way, wide open, man! Catch is made and a first down. Good play there by Marco Swift to keep the drive alive, and Iggy Turner gets their first catch of the game, 24 yards.
Yeah, big play by Iggy Turner, and really that was made by the pump fake. Defensive backs froze on that pump fake, thinking it was going to be a short throw, then whoop, right over the top, and able to get it to Turner on the outside over his man. It was a zone defense, and everyone just stopped and looked at Swift before he threw the ball. Big mistake from Phoenix.
Iggy's been looking for more deep shots in this offense, as the longest has only been 27 this year for them. Well, that's going to be a rush of -2 yards, since it's technically a backward pass.
Yeah, a little bit of, they'll call that a pitch, essentially, but a really good pursuit to the ball, able to knock Turner down before he's able to get free. But good stuff from Phoenix. Pursuit to the ball is important for this team. Even if you get beat, you got to make up for the mistake and get to the ball carrier. Great pursuit.
I think the Aztecs will have time for one more play before we hit the end of the quarter, and they won't get it off. 7-3 your score here in the desert, as the Skyhawks hold a slim advantage over the visiting LA Aztecs. You're watching UFL coverage, Week 9 on the Virtual Football Network. Stay with us. Eric Vincent here, Chris Curtis there, and UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine back at UFL HQ, pressing all those lovely buttons and making us look good. Handoff goes to Noel as he checks in for Fowler. He's got 10 yards to his credit, makes it a 3rd and 10.
Now, at least they're in plus territory. They just need a couple yards here, even if they don't get the first. An opportunity to get 3 more points in and keep their momentum growing is important here. Got to get it to the 22 for a first down.
3rd and long. Swift going to throw near the marker. Catch is made, but had to come back to the football. I don't think they're going to give it to him now. It's going to be a couple yards short on that one, looking for Fancher again.
Yep, but that'll work, though. That gets him into a kicking position for Chris McCray. He will be able to try this from the right hash. It's, well, like I said, getting some points is better than none, but great job by Phoenix to, again, keep them out of the end zone, stop any forward momentum, and holding them to 3 points.
So 41-yard field goal attempt here. Good snap, good hold once again, and the kick is right down the middle. LA with 6 points now, just a 1-point deficit with 11:02 to go here in the second quarter. Welcome back, Anthony. We see you there in the chat. We love the Charlotte Royals and the St. Louis Rivermen as well. Good to see you there, along with many others. So you think outside the box. Iggy Turner's in there, Marco Swift, along with many, many other fine people. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight.
Okay, so LA gets 2 field goals. Phoenix still remains ahead. Now, if you're Phoenix, the time to wade water here is done. They need to get something on this drive to just kind of remind LA that, hey, we can still put up points too. We have the advantage in this game for a reason, and it's not just on a fluke end around. So watch for Phoenix, I think, to take some risks on this drive. It's going to be a risk-reward kind of thing. They want to get and keep the crowd in this football game, as that really feeds them in a strong place to play for Phoenix at home.
Yep, I would agree with you 100%. Even if it's just 3 points, get some points on the board, have a good productive drive, and make sure that LA knows that it's, hey, look, you might have the momentum right now, but this is not going to be a runaway, especially not here in our house. As Tillo is going to go to the air, going to check it down, but that was a bit of a laser over to Monomaluna, and it's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, not exactly what they envisioned out of that play. I think Tillo made a mistake with that throw. Needs to lead Monomaluna a little bit better there. He had to go back to the football. So watch second down, see if it's a little more crisp.
Handoff this time. And Manderson, a couple of yards on that one, making it a 3rd and 9. And this is a similar situation they were in the last drive when they went 3 and out.
Yeah, you're right. This is not what Phoenix can really afford here. This 3rd down is large, especially with 5 wide.
3 and out and a 75-yard score. Phoenix barely touching the football here as LA is control time possession. Looks like they're going to continue to do that as Manderson gets the catch, but only for a couple yards. And it's going to be another 3 and out here for the Skyhawks.
And really, they're not doing their defense any favors. Their defense is playing really well in this game, but a couple of consecutive 3 and outs means their defense is going to go right back onto the field. LA, like you said, controlling time of possession and controlling the pace of play.
Deep punt. And a decent return out near the 30-yard line. In fact, that's where they'll mark it. And LA will have an opportunity to take the lead with 9:25 to go here in the second quarter. Visit the YouTube channel of Green Gridiron, who launched a collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size helmet replicas. It's just the first way the UFL is bringing these teams to life. They make it real, and so do all of you. For more info on all the amazing products Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. as Fowler loses 5 yards on that play. Big first down loss.
Phoenix's defense is really bailing them out right now, but how many times can you throw pasta at the wall before it actually starts sticking? And that is LA's mantra right now. You know, keep doing it, because eventually their defense is going to wear down and Fowler's going to bust one for a long gain, or Marco Swift is going to find a target downfield. So something's got to give here, but Phoenix defense looking stout right now.
Second and 15. Looks like everyone collapsing in around that run game. They read it well, as Fowler already carried the ball 11 times. And it's going to be a 3rd and 15.
It's interesting that LA doesn't want to go to the throw on early down situations. It's repeatedly not working. Got to try to find a way to break it up a little bit.
Looking for the screen pass on that one, not there. As Swift was forced to throw it into the dirt, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for LA now, as Phoenix going to get a crack at the football.
Well, that's the story of two top 10 defenses doing battle. I mean, this is a battle of two very stout defenses who can make plays with the ball in front of them, and both teams forcing consecutive 3-and-outs as we may start to get a defensive battle as things slow down.
LA coming into this week with the #1 scoring defense, averaging only 14 points per game from their opponents. And as we mentioned, Phoenix coming in with the 9th-ranked scoring defense, averaging just shy of 20 points a game.
Top 10, nothing to shake a boot at for sure. And now Phoenix has another opportunity.
Certainly not. From the 26, fresh set of downs. Good move there in the hole. And up the middle he goes. Manderson with a gain of 6.
Manderson not quite having the success he had a week ago, where he's able to get over the century mark in yards. But, I mean, he's one good move away. You can see the elusiveness there on that juke early on in that run. He can break away. The question becomes, does he have the speed to get to pay dirt on a long run, get a quick strike offense going for Phoenix?
Averaged over 5 yards a clip last week against Montana. 2nd and 4 now. Tillo back to the air. Going to throw an easy one. Wide open catch is made, and a fresh set of downs for the first time in 2 possessions here for the Skyhawks.
Needed that. Needed a first down. Needed to get something down the field. So use your escape valve. Quick little sideline play. Grab it, turn, and go. Well read by Tillo, easily and early on, making the decision to go that way and setting up his target with a nice running route up the side of the field.
Tia Sensbino with the catch there, 4th-year man out of Stanford. Fresh set of downs now for Phoenix. Tillo back to the air. Going to throw it over the middle of the field, no one home, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A little bit of a miscommunication on the route there. Maybe he was expecting his guy to be there a little bit quicker. A bit of a timing play that didn't have quite the timing that they needed.
To the gun, 3 wide. 1 back sidecar. Anderson with that carry, and he's going to bring it up close to the midfield stripe. Only averaging about 3 yards so far, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
That 3rd and 7 still looks better than 3rd and 10. So it'd be 3 yards. Do with it what you will, but they have plays in the playbook for this kind of range. We'll see what they can do.
See if LA sends pressure here. They're going to send it. Tillo, wide open man over the middle. That's Sensbino again. And a fresh set of downs once again for the Skyhawks as they sneak into LA territory.
Nice seam by Sensbino. That they sent the blitz from the linebacker spot where Sensbino came from. That linebacker would have been covering Sensbino, and great vision by Tillo to find where the blitz is coming from and throw that direction. Good work to secure the ball, get it upfield. Phoenix starting to put a drive together here, and a bit of a methodical one as the crowd started to get into it.
First productive drive that Phoenix has had since that 75-yard rumble from Monomaluna. As Manderson gets the carry on 1st down, he'll move the ball forward for about a few yards as we creep under 6 minutes to go here in the opening half.
And that'll be a Manderson run that he will look back later on in his career and say, you know what, I could have probably turned that into 7 or 8. Needed a move there, decided to just run straight forward.
Tillo finds Monomaluna again, this time inside the 20. Mark him down at the 19-yard line. Inside the red zone, the Skyhawks go. First set of downs again.
Yeah, first time in the red zone as well. Let's see what Phoenix has cooking as they started this red zone trip with the 19.
Tillo changing things up at the line, going to the pistol, delayed handoff to Manderson, trying to find a little bit of room. And he'll get maybe a yard on that play. By the way, Monomaluna, along with several other players out here on the field, they could be claimed at UFL.football today. It is never too late to claim your player, and there's plenty available on these 32 wonderful teams here in the UFL. So we go to 2nd and 9. Tillo going opposite way, and that's Monomaluna with the catch. And maybe a couple, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and an opportunity here for LA to kind of reverse fortune and force Phoenix into a 3-point try. Big 3rd down. Got to get it all the way to the 9-yard line for a first.
Watch pressure again. LA going to send it. Tillo going end zone and too hot. Looked like he had a wide open Andy Sands and just couldn't connect with him. It's going to bring up 4th down and a field goal.
If you are Tillo, you want that ball back. He sailed it. You can kind of see him on the arm travel. He just kind of slipped out of his hands. He put that a little bit too high for Sands to be able to get up and grab, and a little bit too hot to handle, as like you said. So Phoenix is going to get 3 out of it.
34-yard field goal attempt is up and good. So Phoenix extending their lead to 4 points as they take a 10-6 lead.
Zachary Anderson, left hash, good. Pretty much a chip shot from there. He will take those all day long, get his team back up by 4, and gets about a field goal range at least from a tie ball game or LA taking the lead. So now with LA's defense holding them to 3, what kind of answer does the offense has? Good job by Phoenix's offense, by the way, keeping their defense on the field by having a slow, methodical drive, letting them rest up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And great job by Phoenix's defense to force that 3 and out to give the football back to their offense. I mean, chicken before the egg kind of conversation, but, same concept. See how the Skyhawks defense responds here. Under 4 to go. LA been the more productive team offensively so far, but both these teams playing very, very hard and very well, especially these Skyhawks in front of the home crowd here in the desert on their first primetime game tonight.
Yeah, Phoenix handling themselves in the limelight pretty well, as this stadium is gorgeous as well. You got to love the navy blue and the orange just all around this stadium. Really good stuff from them and a great host to primetime.
Swift going to throw over the middle, and the catch is made. That's Fancher again. He's been the hot target. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
And Marco Swift, I mean, there's no reason to hold on to the ball if you've got open receivers down the field. A lot of football left, no reason to force it all the way downfield and risk throwing an interception. So good, responsible throw.
Much like we've seen, big hit there on Fowler, getting the carry. But it's going to be a 3rd and short now.
That, my friend, is what we call a cartoon hit, because all he is a flat cartoon on the grass after getting a hit like that. 3rd down.
Swift on 3rd down. Throws near the sticks. Catch is made. That's Fancher once again. And Swift is approaching 100 yards here in the first half, and Fancher's got half of it.
If they're going to continue to leave Fancher open, then he's going to have a real big day. Every route he's run has been a little bit different, and it has a little bit of an acute angle on it. It's a really nice job anticipating where he needs to be for his quarterback to find him. And Phoenix just a little bit slow to adjust to what Fancher's doing with the footwork. So great work from the LA offense, just trying to find ways to put the ball in playmakers' hands.
Fowler, he looked like he had some good blocking there. If he burst it to the outside, Curtis, I don't think anyone was going to catch him.
Yeah, that was I don't know why he stopped there. The hesitation is really what broke that play down. If he's able to get to the outside, break the edge, then he still may be running.
2 minutes to go here in the desert as the Skyhawks here in Phoenix hold a 10-6 lead over the visiting LA Aztecs. You're watching continued coverage of the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Eric Benson alongside Chris Curtis in the broadcast booth. UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine back at UFL HQ as Swift throws with the defender in his face, and guess who? It's Fancher once again, and he gets close to the midfield stripe. In fact, that's exactly where they'll mark him for a new set of downs.
Still plenty of time for LA here. They have a chance to go 2 for 1. They got the ball at the start of the game. So Phoenix is going to have a chance for a 2 for 1, but LA trying to keep it away from them at this point. But incomplete passes like that, not going to help.
Yeah, definitely not. Didn't look like a Crisp and clean pass there from Swift. Nowhere near his intended receiver. Brings up second down. The heavy formation here. Phoenix might send some pressure. Fowler motioned out. He's one-on-one. Swift going to throw to his tight end. Catch is made past the 50, near the 45. They'll mark him down at the 46. Third down.
Not a real sense of urgency right now from LA, which is fine. That's exactly what I want to see from them. Just cut some time off the clock. They're close to field goal range, not quite there, but the more time they take off, the less chance that Phoenix has the football.
Swift on 3rd and 6.
Uh-oh.
In trouble, and he's going to go down. Pressure was coming in a hurry, and Phoenix got there in the backfield, forcing the 4th down and a timeout call.
Yeah, and that's going to be 4th down, like you said, and now Phoenix is going to get the ball back with 69 seconds to go. They will have a nice opportunity to get some points before this first half ends. That'll be important as they get the ball back. Now they can try to go for the 2-for-1.
Smart call with calling the timeout there, freezing the clock. A little north of a minute to go. Good punt here, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Out to the 20-yard line, just north of a minute to go. 101, Phoenix with 2 timeouts. As you get a look at Tillo's numbers on the evening.
Man, Burke had that real close to being able to pin the Skyhawks deep in their own end. So this is Tillo's time. See how fast he can get it downfield. They've got a couple timeouts to work with.
Plenty of weapons in this formation. Tillo going to go over the middle. Clothesline tackled near the 25-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. No spikes here in the UFL. They're going to run the no huddle. It's going to be a 10-second runoff, regardless of what the yardage was that was gained. So here Phoenix is on 2nd and 4, throwing an incomplete. That'll freeze the clock at 37 with 2 timeouts to go.
So 37 seconds is a long, long time with 2 timeouts. So it's an incomplete pass, a blessing in disguise. They don't have to hurry it downfield. They can huddle up and draw up a play to get them going.
LA with a more balanced approach on offense. Phoenix opting to go to the air a little bit more often. On 3rd down, they'll continue to do so. Over the middle, catch made, and that is near the midfield stripe. Another timeout called. Phoenix will have 1 left.
So this will be an opportunity to hold that timeout, see if they get into field goal range. If they do get into field goal range, they can quick timeout, get their kicker up and running to the spot. Otherwise, watch for them to work the sidelines. The out routes to each side are going to be big. Outs and corners here to try to preserve a little bit of time. Maybe they take a couple shots at the end zone if they get close enough.
Sanspino, 4 catches, 52 yards, including that last one there to get them to where they're at. And another catch here by Sanspino, holding on to the ball in traffic and into LA territory. Clock continuing to roll as they go no huddle.
Yeah, they should stay in the no huddle, but that clock is very much just dropping, and they're not in any hurry. Maybe they're just going to bring it down and try to get the field goal here. That would probably make sense. Try the long one and get 3 more points on the board. Chance to go for 10 out of the 2 possessions.
Yep, they are going to get the second half kickoff. See how they approach it here. Phoenix feeling pretty good here at home against a tough LA team.
Oh, they're going to try. Okay.
I'd have time for 1 more play if they get it off quickly. Tillo with 7-6. He'll throw, and it's incomplete. Ball hit the turf with 5 to go, and now I think it's time to trot out the field goal team.
Yeah, I would agree. They'd have a 51-yarder from this spot, so this becomes a pretty big kick. No, they're going to stay in shotgun. Interesting.
Wow, okay. A little surprised by that. Tillo needs to get rid of it quickly. Throws and incomplete. He is lucky. There is 1 second left, and he's lucky it wasn't picked off.
No, they have a shot to try a long field goal, but yeah, that he would still be running if he catches that football. Wow, really? No field goal from there.
No faith in the kicker, clearly.
This
would be a 51-yarder, though.
At 51 yards, I've seen longer ones hit in the UFL. That's just wild, and they get nothing from it. I think we're going to have to eventually talk to Cameron about that and see if maybe there is some logic behind that. But that's a really wild, wacky end of the first half. Definitely
agree, Chris Curtis, as we hit the end of the half. Phoenix with a 10-6 advantage over the visiting LA Aztecs. What are your initial thoughts here on this opening half, Curtis?
I mean, first half it was defensive. It was a very much careful first half. You had the one big play from Maluna that went on the end around. Good work from him to get the speed, utilize the speed that he has, and he has people chasing him all the way down. That's the only touchdown we've seen so far in this football game. So, I mean, a lot of fun all the way through.
Great first half of play. Can't wait for the next half. It's been a knockdown, drag out fight here in the desert. And we will be right back as we pause for a moment for league rights. You're watching the UFL on BFN.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here in Phoenix, the hometown Skyhawks going to get the second half kickoff. Up by 4 points here against the LA Aztecs. It looks like a returnable ball from the goal line out across the 20, the 25, and not much further, as we will bring in our AI experts, UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, for an explanation as to why Phoenix maybe didn't go for that long field goal at the end of the half.
Why, Cameron? Why?
How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. So looking at Phoenix and what happened there, their longest field goal this season is 50 yards. So that would have been a new long. So if the game doesn't recognize that you are within the kicker's range inside of 5 seconds, it's going to say, well, we want to get a little bit closer. Well, the problem is that the code is 5 seconds or less, right? So at 5 seconds, they say, oh, we want to get a little closer. Well, at 1 second, it's still going to say, well, we want to get a little closer, right? And so that's one of those situations where if they got a little closer inside 5 seconds with that completion, then they would have tried a field goal. But they didn't get a little closer, so they tried again to get a little closer. And that's one of those situations where, from an AI perspective, you'd love to have something else there with 1 second left, but it's inside 5 seconds or less. It's reading essentially from the same spot of code. So Phoenix just that close to being able to get points on the board, but obviously a little outside of their personal kicker's range.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Cam. And as we see, they're going to get no points on either of these possessions here. The one towards the end of the half and the one here as they go 3 and out. Scruggs able to bat that football away. Miguel Morales-Woods, the safety, almost came up with an interception the play before that. So Phoenix kind of spinning their tires in the mud a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I'd say that's right. I mean, that's a missed opportunity. They didn't have anything going for them this first drive, especially out of the halftime locker room. That's just got to be inexcusable. Just looking fully unprepared for the adjustments defensively that LA sent their way. And now LA has a chance to take the lead right back, or take the lead for the first time tonight with a decent drive of their own.
Yeah, good punt though, and that's going to bring them out to the 36-yard line following the return. See what Swift and company has in store on their first possession of the second half. They've been very balanced here between the pass and the run. They're going to stick with that run game. Fowler trying to find any sort of room, and Phoenix doing a much better job with containing Fowler. As you see, he's got 14 rushes for 47 yards. He got a whole bunch of them there in the first quarter of action, though.
As if either one of the defenses needed to adjust in a positive direction. That's a great defensive look. And like you said, Fowler just not able to find any kind of hole. That's one that he really needs a running start. If he has a running start, gets more speed to the outside, he may be able to turn the corner there, but just great job plugging all the holes from the defense, realizing that he can't just stop and start on a dime.
Nick Fritchie there on the stop. Little fullback dive, fake in the toss play. It doesn't matter as Phoenix gets in there and blows it up. Hernandez with a huge tackle for loss, 3rd and long.
And Fowler is going to be seeing stars. He keeps getting hit like this. What a boom play right at the 30-yard line. The Wi-Fi is booming, and so is Hernandez. What a bomb right in the backfield onto Fowler. Great read of the pitch play, keeping him in front. Now a 3rd and long for LA. Phoenix playing well defensively as well.
Swift on 3rd and 15, going for a big chunk play, and he's got it. Out across midfield and into Phoenix territory. 26-yard catch by the tight end, Lars Bazar.
Yeah, Bazar puts himself in a spot where that is Marco Swift able to see him, and just a really accurate ball from Marco Swift. Puts it a little bit high, but the point is he needed to get it onto Bizarre quickly. If it takes a fraction of a second longer, that hit is going to get there right in the nick of time to potentially knock that ball away. So a really, really good look from the LA offense to get that first down.
Swift to the air, throws it quickly, ricochets and incomplete. That was a dangerous looking ricochet there. A couple different Skyhawks had their eyes on the football, and they had reservations for 6 that they were able to get their mitts on it.
Yeah, there's been multiple opportunities for both these defenses to just pick it and run, and just not able to close their mitts around any of these footballs yet.
Play action rollout. Swift finds Bizarre again. Another first down here for the Aztecs as they move deeper into Skyhawk territory.
I think Lars Bizarre was a baseball catcher in his past life. He's caught some fastballs from Marco Swift so far in this game, in this third quarter even, as he finds another here right in his breadbasket, able to bring it down, and they're in field goal range.
Good catcher frame, 6'4", 239, so, you know, the maths. Noel, good carry there, good spin move by the backup running back Noel. He's got 23 yards on the ground and a fresh set of downs on that play.
He's a little ball of energy for this Aztec offense. Every time he touches the ball, you're not sure what direction he's going to go in, and neither is the defense. That's the really fun part about it. He's got a fullback in front of him who blocks for him, but a spin move and a juke. Every time we see him touch the ball, there's at least one spin move, one juke in his run that he goes forward, whether it be for 3 yards or 17. Doesn't matter. We see one of each.
They're at the cusp of the red zone, and now they're knocked out of it. Fowler with the run, but guess who? It's Hernandez again, his second TFL on this drive.
Yeah, he's going to see Hernandez in his nightmares, the way he's hitting them right now. Just another great read by Hernandez and great penetration by the end to get through and just knock him on his keister. Great job from the Phoenix defense reading what's going on. Now, the last time they had a big stop like that, they gave up a big play downfield. Let's see if they do it again.
Fowler, big gaping hole there as he gets close to the 10-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 13. And actually, check it, that's Noel again. He's actually had a lot more progressive runs here, I think, than Fowler has in the second half.
One of the truck stops in Phoenix would be proud of the hole that was created by the O-line. Good work.
Fowler checks back in. Once again, gets buried in that backfield there. 17 rushes, 41 yards. He had a very productive first quarter of action, Curtis, and not so much since.
Yeah, he's having a hard time getting going. Noel's had a better third quarter than him so far. Couple of decent-sized holes, but just not able to get the Fowler-type gains that we're used to as Phoenix is focusing on Fowler. They're going to make Marco Swift beat them, it looks like, or Noel beat them, all told. But anytime Fowler's on the field, they have somebody in his back pocket.
Nnamdi Ojuka with the stop there on third down, forcing the field goal attempt. This will be from 30 yards, and it is up. It is good. LA only able to put field goals on the board here tonight, but they close the gap to 1 point once again.
Low-scoring football game or high-scoring baseball game, you're never going to be able to tell. 10-9, Phoenix ahead of LA as we sit right now. The defensive battle we thought we might get, two high-powered offenses, but the defense just really winning the day on both these rosters. Very good work and very disciplined stuff on this defensive coaching staff, able to instill in their players how important it is to stay to their assignments. It's been a fun watch. If you like defensive games, you came to the right place at UFL Primetime.
.6:35 to go here in the third. Shorter kickoff this time, definitely returnable out across the 20 and not much further, as they'll actually mark him down for his forward progress at the 20-yard line. UFL Week 9 action. That's going to wrap up this Friday with the Milwaukee Stags and Houston Herd in primetime. Two dark horses, they're trying to stake their claim to a playoff spot. Game night matchups include Motor City Chicago, Charlotte New Orleans, and Albuquerque Salt Lake. Those games kick the night off at 7 p.m. Eastern. The UFL returns on Friday here on UFN, and a dangerous pass over the middle by Tillo. It's going to bring up second down.
I know Cameron writes those promos, and I just want to give him a shout out for saying the two dark horses when we're talking about the Stags and the Herd. He didn't think I'd catch on to that. He may not have meant to do it, but I really, really enjoyed that.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because that was definitely an initial thought I had when I read that read for the first time.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Incomplete pass on second down, now third down.
Oh, great. He's typing. Let's see what he has to say about himself.
Tillo, good pocket.
Oh.
It's breaking down, though, and he's going to go down. And guess who? Michaela Foraker getting in there and making another sack. She leads the league in sacks this season.
Yeah, then you can see why. A lot of pursuit. Tillo doesn't have the ball held onto for too long, but Foraker doesn't give him the time of day to make his decision. Really nice work to beat the block, and Michaela Foraker puts the quarterback down again for a league-leading time one more time. So let's get this ball back to LA after a great defensive play from the Aztecs.
Her 15th sack on the season. Again, that is best in the UFL, better than most of the teams in the UFL collectively, honestly. But I digress, as LA gets an opportunity at the football here, an opportunity, as you mentioned, Curtis, to take the lead for the first time this evening.
Yeah, and even a field goal will do the job this time, says they have 3 so far in this game. McCrae's been on the money, so see what kind of offense they bring us on this occasion.
Fowler, again, trying to find any sort of breathing room whatsoever, but they are keying in on him in the second half, giving him absolutely no room to operate. Noel, the much more productive back.
One would say it was a powerful hit by Watts. How many Watts?
I see what you did there.
Yeah, very good work. So Fowler goes down again. They got to find some way to get him the football in open space. He can be a playmaker, but I think they're going to have to put him out into the passing game, maybe get him out into the flats with a running start, find an option to get him into a spot that's not between the tackles or out on the edge.
1 yard loss, 2nd and 11. Noel checking back in. He's going to try and bounce it to the outside. Better run, but still not a whole lot of room there. Fritchie and company there on the stop, only a gain of 4.
Yeah, Fritchie's been where the ball is. Good pursuit by Fritchie there. And he's been in the pocket of the running backs most of the game so far.
3rd and 7 now. Swift, pressure coming. Wide open man is Bizarre, but a good open field tackle near that far sideline. And that's going to force another 4th down. And Phoenix is going to get the ball back again.
Holiday, 3rd tackle of the game, and I mean anybody who has the football now is a target for the Phoenix offense or for the Phoenix defense, and that's defensive coaching. That's instilling belief in your team that you're going to be able to make any hit at any point and able to time your hits to the point where you keep everything in front of you. Another punt coming up. They hold serve and keep LA a point down.
Big booming punt. This one going to trickle backwards, and it's going to be down at the 3-yard line. What a punt there for LA to pin Phoenix back deep.
Last time Phoenix was pinned deep within the 5-yard line, they were able to turn it up on a play downfield that got them all the way to the 20. So let's see how this first play goes. This will tell a lot about how this drive is going to go in the shadow of their own goalposts. Big moment here for Joe Tillo as they really could use some separation from these hard-charging Aztec Warriors.
Burke's 13th punt inside the 20 this season. That's tied for 5th best, and almost a safety on that play as Manderson came dangerously close to giving up 2 points.
Yeah, they need a quick throw here. This needs to get out of Tillo's hands. He does not have an option to take time in his own end zone. You got Foraker on the outside. You know she's coming. You know that they have options to get through the offensive line. So if they decide to pass this, which I think they should, they need to get it out quickly and get some room.
Miguel Morales-Woods was chomping at the bit there. Instead, they're going to run it. Manderson turns his feet and barely, again, gets out of the shadow of his own end zone. Foraker in on the stop, 3rd and long now.
You can see the Aztec defense absolutely loving that effort. Now, big play here. Could see 2 points, could see a first down. We'll see.
Tillo going to continue to hand it off. Manderson, good run there, but still not enough. Certainly not the productivity he had a week ago against Montana, but a much tougher defense he's facing tonight, and it's going to be a 3 and out for the Phoenix Skyhawks.
Well, it wasn't a first down or 2 points, but they were able to give their punter a little bit of room. So this will definitely give the Aztecs a chance with good field position to have a good scoring chance. But this becomes a big drive for the LA offense.
And LA is going to have really good starting field position, fielded just south of the 45-yard line. That's about where they're going to mark it, at the 46 of LA. So good opportunity here. Really get some points on the board. Field goal will take the lead. Touchdown would be even better.
Stay away from the run here. It's clearly not working. Get the ball downfield. Short to intermediate passing game needs to come out for LA.
Not a lot of missed tackles here tonight, and we see it once again as Fowler just not able to get anything going here in the second half of play.
Great team tackling, and really by both squads, but it's more prevalent when you are up against it. Good starting field position for LA, and they can't do anything on that first run.
Play action this time. Swift, good clean pocket. He's going to throw far sideline and incomplete, looking for Bizarre. It looked like Hernandez was out there once again, this time playing pass defense, third down.
Yeah, another 3rd and long. Phoenix's defense not giving up without a fight. Like to see it. LA needs to fight to get this first down at the 44.
Swift on third down. Gonna throw, and it's way out of the reach of his intended receiver. 15 of 24, 153 yards here for Swift, and they squander an opportunity to get some points on the board.
Yeah, now they need their punter to come through and pin the Skyhawks deep again into their own territory if they can. I mean, you call it, they squandered an opportunity to get points. That's 2 straight drives. They have a chance to take the lead with just a field goal, and they can't get anything going positively.
Bizarre was absolutely wide open on that play. Another opportunity, but this one going to bounce into the end zone, bring the ball out to the 20, and Phoenix, another crack at the football here, this time with a little more breathing room, so might not end up all the way back on their own goal line.
Yeah, tight game. This one mistake could make a big difference as this game virtually tied, if not actually tied so far.
Phoenix. Sorry, Curtis. Phoenix 5-0 when scoring 20 points or more, and they are 0-2 when they don't. As Manderson taking the screen there and nothing doing. Going to be a 2nd and 11.
Running back mid-screen is a decent play, but when everything is inside of 5 yards, you really have a hard time because LA is pinning their ears back, and they are getting into the middle of this formation at record speed. You're not threatening over the top. You're not taking the top off the defense or even looking like you're going to try to do that. So they can just live in their certainty that this is going to be a short play.
Manderson, right up the middle he goes. Best run of the second half for sure. Maybe of the evening for Manderson as he gets close to the line of gain, third down.
And a decent run on second down is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Skyhawks. Now a 3rd and 3. We could see our first down in quite a while for either side.
Tillo to the air. Throws, catch made, and that's going to be a first down. Move those sticks, and that's the tight end that we've seen several times here in this second half that sends Bino.
Yeah, he needed that, and that's at least a positive moving play for either one of these offenses. Get that intermediate passing game going. That one, a 10-yard play, just a nice weight, catch, and run. Really nice immediate movement from Sansbino, taking the defender out of the play and out of his reach.
Knockdown, drag-out fight here in the desert as the Skyhawks hold a slim advantage over the Aztecs here in Phoenix. You're watching continued coverage of the UFL on VFN. Eric Vincent and Chris Curtis in the broadcast booth. UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine back at UFL HQ as Manderson breaks it free over the middle of the field, and he's going to get a fresh set of downs for the Skyhawks.
One of the benefits of continuing to run the ball, keeping the defense honest, is eventually you wear down those linebackers, wear down that defensive line. Pursuit to the ball isn't going to be perfect every single time. Great work from Manderson to find a hole and get it upfield for their 2nd consecutive first down.
Phoenix may have finally found some mojo here deep in this game. They'll keep it on the ground, but Foraker had other ideas on that one. Drags them down right at the line. No gain.
Really look for the signs of a winning team, and you find teams that find ways to win. And Phoenix in that echelon right now with a 1-game lead over Houston in their division, trying to keep Houston down, but they need to find a way to take care of business, and that's not going to get it done there.
No, that's certainly not. And another good stop there on the back end by Walker, his second TFL of the evening. Now 3rd and long for the Skyhawks.
And talking about LA looking up at San Diego in a spot where they have a slim lead over the Aztecs in their division. So LA trying to find a way, Phoenix trying to find a way. We are finding a very good game from two teams trying to find their way.
Halfway through the UFL inaugural season, and we've got plenty of playoff teams that are fighting for spots. As Dillo, that one going to be a little bit too far. He's thrown for 190, but just south of 50% completion, and that's all thanks to this Aztec defense.
Well, that one, not so much. That one was just a missed throw. He's had a couple of those where he's probably 5 yards away from it being an accurate pass. He just gets a little bit excited, gets a little bit of ants in his pants, and then just puts a happy ball right over the head of the receiver or to the left of the receiver. There's not enough discipline from Tillo to keep his nerves under control and not airmail that ball.
Get a look at some of the scores from our other matchups here in week 9 of the UFL season. Good punt there as Phoenix able to down it inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And man, what a game night we saw just before we took the air here tonight, Curtis.
Yeah, that Washington game was unreal. Blocked kick in the last seconds, which prevented an overtime, and just unfathomable that you were able to block a kick or let a kick be blocked in that situation, but a great play nonetheless, and just made for an excellent game night.
Halted the streaking Lightning there with a 3-point lead, or a 3-point win, I should say, as Swift throws, and it is somehow, oh man, I thought he caught that. It is incomplete. It was looking for Morales Woods. I thought he came down with it.
In another life, we'd have called that the catch of the game.
Absolutely. Look at that balance.
Yeah.
25 passes, 25 runs here for the Aztecs tonight. There's run number 26. Fowler able to get a few yards on that one as he's had trouble here in the second half against this Phoenix defense.
That looked a little bit better, though. He's able to get a running start and get his team at least away from the goal line. That's important. Creating a 3rd and medium kind of opens up the playbook, and now we may see some other options taken by Swift.
3rd and 5. Swift back to the air. Going to throw near the sticks. Catch is made. That's Iggy. And that is going to be a first down here for the Aztecs.
That was a very fortunate step he took at the very end of this play to get the ball just past the sticks. When he initially caught that was not a first down. He just moved at enough of an angle, a little bit of geometry for you as he moves at probably a less than 5-degree angle to be able to get himself across the line and move the sticks. That's a big-time play, and albeit with millimeters to spare.
See, folks, you thought you were never going to use geometry, but here you go, professional football. Batted down at the line, and that's going to be a second down.
Now, football is all about it, and geometry. You got angles, you got degrees. Spin move is a 360-degree turn. How's that?
No, wait. Now do the Pythagorean theorem.
No.
Oh, wait. Swift with plenty of time. Good pocket. He's got to do something with it. He's going to take out and run, and he's going to get just past the line of scrimmage. If that, they're going to mark him no gain, 3rd down.
I never thought I'd hear the Pythagorean theorem in a football broadcast, but here we are. So there you go. You got all your check marks. Those of you that are still in school, take that to your math teacher tomorrow.
3rd and long. Swift airs it out. Catch by Bazaar. It's going to be out to the 35-yard line. First set of downs for the Aztecs.
There you go. Good looking offenses. They get Bazaar involved one more time. 1st and 10. So now the Aztecs starting to find a little bit of a groove. They start with getting a semi-successful run game going, and it opens them up down the field. They wait for the linebackers to come down and protect against the run, and then they burn them over the top, playing a bit of a levels concept. Is LA right now. You love to see it. See how well they can utilize that going down the field as they get closer to midfield.
Swift crossing route, incomplete. Plenty of blue jerseys in the area. He was looking for Fancher, who was the hot target there in the first half.
Yeah, they brought the safeties down. They anticipated another short play to stop that crossing pattern. The drag route's good, but it's only good if you've got the bodies a little bit higher than them in the secondary. So that didn't quite work on that particular play. Second down.
Morales Woods, the motion man. Swift going to throw his way. Catch is made short of the sticks, but out across the 40-yard line to the 41, 3rd and 4.
So another job by LA to make third down a little bit more manageable. They're not trying, neither team is really trying for the quick strike offenses. We've had one quick strike play in this game for more than probably 20 or 30 yards. We had a 26-yard catch earlier, but then the only other big play was the end around. So everything's been 20 yards and under other than those two plays.
3rd and 4, Swift trying to get it, and he does. Into enemy territory is Lars Bazaar near the 40-yard line. Mark him at the 41. He's got 80 yards tonight. Yeah,
he's come alive here in the second half. 4 of his 6 catches are in this second half, and Bazaar has been a real big target out there. You talked about him being a baseball catcher, and he's got it there. Didn't need to be one, just needed to be in the middle of the field, the biggest tree amongst all the trees. He's able to bring that one in and get him into positive territory. LA is starting to put a drive together here, and I think if Phoenix's crowd a little uneasy.
They've been playing from behind all game long. Swift got to get it out. Burst of speed near the red zone. And mark him down at the 22-yard line. Swift over 200 yards passing tonight.
Yeah, that is needed. That's Miles with another catch. He's been returning kicks all night. He's able to get into open space. Another drag route where this time the defense plays a little bit higher than they probably want to be when defending that. A lot of open space when he catches that football as he's able to get a running start. Here come the Aztecs. If they continue to play the short and then the long game, Phoenix won't know what's coming, and we may be looking at points for the Aztecs.
Approaching 6 minutes to go in regulation. Swift continuing to go to the air. He's going to the end zone. It's going to be a catch, and it's going to be a touchdown for the LA Aztecs.
Wow, what a dot over the middle of the field from Marco Swift. You can tell he was comfortable, had plenty of time in that pocket as well, and LA able to get their first touchdown at a key point in this game. Perfectly done for the Aztecs and capping off a wonderful series for them on offense.
Unclaimed tight end number 2, Claude Svengros with the touchdown catch, and now LA going to go for 2 to make this a 7-point game.
This will be a big 2-pointer if they can get it.
Noel was the back that has had the most productivity in the second half, and man, Phoenix snuffed that one out, keeping it a 5-point game, 15-10, just a little over 6 minutes to go here in the desert.
That puts some suspense on your screen right there. Now Phoenix can come back with an offensive drive of their own and take the lead right back. Interesting they go to Noel. Interesting that because, yes, he's been the more productive back in this second half, but he's not the main bell cow in this offense. That's Fowler. Fowler's the main guy in the running back spot. They decide to go to the more shifty, smaller Noel, and he's not able to get past that first wall of resistance to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Look for Fowler. I mean, if I'm Fowler, I'm a little bit upset that I don't get the ball in that situation.
Yeah, I would agree, but I mean, can't really argue against it considering
Yeah.
Phoenix has snuffed you out here in the second half. Returnable ball out across the 20 to the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. So about 6 minutes to go, 5-point ball game. Get a look at Tillo's numbers. He had a hot first half, and since then he's been ice cold.
Well, they've been doing more running of the ball than anything else. He's only got 7 attempts in the second half as well.
Gonna throw the ball here. Checks it down near the 30-yard line. Catch is made by Manderson. And it's going to be a short gain of 2.
2 yards better than nothing. See what that opens up for. And talking about it, LA's controlled the possession as well. So that's something to think about going forward. That's why he hasn't thrown as much.
Interesting call to go no huddle here inside of 6 minutes. Down by 5. Tillo going to air it out, and it's incomplete. Double coverage on the back end there, and I thought he maybe had an opportunity, especially with Andy Sands at 6'7".
Yeah, Andy Sands had a shot at that football, and if he's able to get to the high point and hold on to it, he's got a step on that defender. I think, honestly, going the line drive throw is probably not the way to go there.
Tillo, another laser, wide open man, this time over the middle, and that's the tight end, Sansbino, who's been very, very popular here tonight. As we'll quickly go to UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, our AI expert. Why exactly is Phoenix going no huddle here with under 6 to go?
One of the things that customers, players talk about the most when they are trailing in action on this channel is the fact that they're too conservative. They want to maximize their possessions. So that's what we're doing here. Phoenix is down by 5, but we're maximizing the number of possessions they could potentially have by putting them in the no huddle in this situation. If it works out, they take the lead. If it doesn't, there's still enough time for them to potentially get the ball back again.
So great to know. Thank you, Cam. Another good pass. Sansbino has had himself a heck of a game here tonight as Tillo over 200 yards passing, and they're getting closer and closer in striking range.
Yeah, good stuff from Sansbino. He's been the main target for Phoenix in this second half. He's been good, no doubt about it. And, I mean, yeah, you're right, Cameron. They don't get a touchdown. They have a chance to go to stop. Their defense has played well.
Tillo with the pocket collapsing around him finally gets rid of it there to Manderson. Only a gain of a couple, 2nd and 8.
Keeping them honest with the throws, the flats, the escape valve. That is Manderson, who's really come alive these last 2 weeks. He will break one. He has the ability physically.
Sansbino, the man to watch, over 100 yards, and going to throw it to the wideout this time inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 10, and it's going to be a 1st and 10.
All right, here comes Phoenix. They have a chance in the red zone to put something on the board. It's only their 2nd red zone possession in this football game.
Only the first catch by Chris Andrews tonight. Number 1 wideout here for the Skyhawks. Tillo going to throw near sideline, wide open. Manderson coming out of the backfield, and he'll get close to the 5-yard line, mark him down at the 6, under 4 to go. Another bit of happy feet from Tillo there. If he leads Manderson, he gets a running start. He may be able to break a tackle or two before his defense gets set. Safety's coming up. 3:40 and counting. Tillo, pocket collapsing, going to throw back end zone, incomplete. Going to freeze the clock at 3:39, 3rd and 5.
That was close. He had a window of opportunity in the back of the end zone there, albeit a very small window, but that did get back there just a little bit ahead of the receiver.
One heavy set here. Might be a run. They're going to hand it off. Backup running back doesn't get to the line to gain. That's Wells. Short gain of 3, 4th and 2, and might have been playing for 4-down territory there, Curtis.
I think so. I would go for this here for sure. This is 4-down territory with 3.5 minutes to go in my eyes. Maybe the coaching staff doesn't agree, but I think taking 3 would be a mistake here.
Sure enough, they're going to keep the offense on the field, 4th and 2. Essentially a 4th and goal. To the fullback, trying to churn his legs, doesn't get it! LA makes the stop, and they're going to get the turnover on downs. Michaela Foraker and company in on the stop.
Another big play by Michaela Foraker. Every time she has the football in her sights, whether it be a carrier or the ball itself, she makes a play and does it again here. A tackle for loss at the very end of it and keeping the Phoenix run game and the fullback out of the end zone. What a play defensively. But now this is not over yet. Still a couple minutes left and a chance for Phoenix to get a stop here, especially with LA at their own 1-yard line.
Phoenix may be playing checkers, playing chess, not checkers here, with possibly getting a safety here. Certainly not on that one, as Noel able to get a couple of yards and give him a little bit of breathing room.
Man, that is a big goal line stop for LA. And if they can get this drive out of the shadow of their goalpost, it becomes the biggest play of the game on 4th down.
LA trying to chew some clock as we approach the 2-minute warning. Up by 5. Fullback dive. Nothing doing. Down near the 5-yard line, and Phoenix is going to call a timeout and try and preserve as much clock as humanly possible.
Yeah, and that's a smart timeout to take. They take it before the 2-minute warning, which will give them another free timeout at that 2-minute warning. So they still technically have 3 timeouts. They just can't control when they call the 3rd one. So we'll see which 3rd down defense that we get. Not a lot of 1st downs all told from either team. LA needs one to try to salt this game away.
Empty set, 3rd and 5. Swift gonna air one out tape. He's got his man, and it's gonna be incomplete.
Oh.
Hit by the safety on the back end, jarred the football loose. Iggy had that one, man.
He did. He absolutely did. Turner not able to bring it in, even with the smaller defensive back on him. He has a step, but the big hit by the safety at the very end of this play jarred the ball loose all the way down. at the 44-yard line. What a play defensively from Phoenix, and just another example of two very defensive-minded teams making a play.
Back 3, Myron Holiday, unclaimed. Claim him right now. Big play there in a big-time game. Is Phoenix going to call for the fair catch wisely, as that sets up good field position for them. They've got maybe a couple of plays before the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts to retake the lead.
No reason to rush it here. You have a 2:13 and 2 timeouts with the 2-minute warning is a metric ton of time in this situation. Watch for a methodical 6-play drive, 7-play drive to get it downfield.
Tillo going to check it down on a little hitch route. That's Monomaluna. He had the giant run, technically a pass, to give Phoenix their only touchdown of the ball game. Gets a catch there, brings us to the 2-minute warning. Strap in and strap on, folks. We got a good one here in UFL Primetime.
If you like defensive battles, this is where you want to be.
Eric Vincent, Chris Curtis here with you tonight. Tillo back to the air on 2nd and 1. Clean pocket. He's going to check it down. Coming back to the football is Manderson. Nowhere to go. And they're going to have to mark him down at the 49. He'll lose yardage on that play. 3rd and 5.
He will, and the clock continues to go as well. They're not in any particular hurry here, but now they run the no huddle to get the 10-second runoff.
6 catches for just 7 yards for Manderson. Tillo going to throw one-on-one coverage and incomplete. He was looking for the number 1 option. Chris Andrews, only 1 catch tonight for him, and now it's 4th and probably the ball game for Phoenix.
Yeah, goal number 1. You have to get the first down in this play. Nothing else matters except the first down. You have a ton of time for the rest, but focus 100% of your attention on the first down. There's no reason to be a hero here. Just take what they give you, get 5 yards.
LA is the number 1 defense, holding opposing QBs to just 52% completions. That is 10 percentage points better than the next best team.
6 yards, sorry, 4th and 6.
Tillo, 4th down, gonna want it all, and he overthrows his intended target, Andrews, and that's another turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's a symptom of what Tillo's been going through all night long, just the happy feet. He thought he saw a route downfield that he could get the ball in one-on-one coverage, and in a spot where you need 6 yards, he goes for 60 and ends up throwing what likely is the game tying opportunity, game winning opportunity away.
Still not quite over yet, but Phoenix definitely in a hurt locker right now.
Yeah, 100%. Now 1 first down is going to end this game. So if they get it to the 41-yard line, this game is going to be over. 2 timeouts still for Phoenix.
Great game from both of these teams. Hard fought. Swift going play action. He wants a first down, and he's going to get it. Toe drag swag along the far sideline. What a catch there.
Yeah, that's going to be hard pressed not to end this game. Really, they didn't call a timeout there, but now you have 1:23 to go. You have 37 on the play, 20 on the play clock. Tons of time. They're not chewing away clock as much as I would want them to, though.
Fowler going to keep it in the field of play this time. And second timeout called by Phoenix. Only 1 remaining. Svengros with that tightrope catch along that far sideline to give him the first down to play a go.
Svengros had the touchdown earlier as well. So the 2 biggest plays in the second half for LA's offense are the Svengros. And it was great throws by Swift that set them both up.
2nd and 5. On the ground, Fowler, he's going to get the first down, and that is going to be the ball game. Final timeout called by Phoenix. LA can line up in victory formation and walk out of the desert with a hard-fought victory on the road.
Well, then, that creates a whole bunch of scenarios in the standings in the week 9 mark of the regular season here. It's LA who's chasing San Diego. LA gets a big-time win on the road in hostile territory against a Phoenix Skyhawks team that now is, well, they've still got the herd right on their tail. And they're going to be hard-pressed to try to find a positive thought out of this other than their defense played really well.
LA shifts, absolutely. LA shifts up to 5th place in the West. Phoenix will fall right behind them to 6th. Doesn't get any easier for either of these teams moving forward. LA is going to have Albuquerque on the road, sitting at 4-4, and then they've got Salt Lake at home. And the Hornets are a tough team.
Yes.
Then you got San Jose on the road. Then with Phoenix, you got Chicago, winnable game at home as they are struggling to find their footing. But then they're going to play in Salt Lake against the Hornets and then at home against the Dakota Rhinos. Two tough teams to round up the next 3 games for the Skyhawks. And man, oh man, you have to wonder if maybe they let one slip away. It was a tough matchup with these LA Aztecs as the Aztecs walk away with a 15-10 victory on the road against the Skyhawks. But at home, these are the type of games that you circle and you think you're going to win them.
And by all rights, you should have. I mean, Phoenix led this game for a majority of it, albeit sometimes by as little as 1 point, but it was enough. Their defense was playing more than well enough to win this football game, but their offense just could not match the defense's level of performance. It was a really good game all told by both sides defensively. We didn't expect a 5-point game. Well, I guess we kind of did. A defensive battle, but we didn't expect it to come down to the final couple of plays. At least I didn't. Either way, it was really, really fun to watch, and hopefully y'all enjoyed it too.
Yep, no turnovers from either team here tonight. First time all road teams have won in a 4-game block since the second block of the season, all the way back the day before Valentine's Day, February the 13th. So
no love for the home teams.
No love for the home teams here tonight as we get a look at the final stats. Curtis, any final thoughts before we let the people go?
My final thought goes to Joe Tillo. I mean, he's got to find a way to cure the happy feet. The missed opportunities are what haunted the Skyhawks throughout this game offensively. So we'll look for them to work out the kinks, get Tillo into a calmer situation, and have him make a play like we know we can.
On behalf of Chris Curtis, UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, back at the UFL HQ, my name is Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the UFL on VFN. We look forward to seeing you right back here on Friday. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the flip side.